This is Ryan Pierce, host of Completely Serious. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Kim Meyer, host of Choose to Rise, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about positive mindsets, uplifting content that just helps you improve your life overall. A new show comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in podcast version, or you can catch me live on the Public House Media Facebook page every weekday or morning around 6:45 Central Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
How's it going, everybody?
Hi, guys.
Coffee with Keith
and Katie on Public House Media.
We have our coffee with us. Hope you have your coffee with you. And it is Friday. Yay, it's Friday. And we are being total losers, and we are in our apartment on Friday night.
It doesn't make us losers.
Doesn't make us losers. I'm actually...
just responsible adults.
Right. I'm actually really tired. I've been tired this whole week. I don't know why I've been tired this whole week, but hey. Anyways, I guess it's a good thing that we're doing our Pepsi versus Coke challenge today, so I can wake up a little bit this evening. Because
we've got coffee, and Pepsi.
Coke, and Pepsi.
We're going to be awake all night.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
The Packers are no longer playing this season. Boo. And we did the college football championship game prediction last Friday. So what are we going to do this week? Well, the NFL playoffs are still going on without the Packers. So we're going to do a prediction of our NFL game. David, thank you for joining us as always.
Hey,
One NFL playoff game, we're going to do them all the way up to the Super Bowl. And this week we are going to predict the New Orleans Saints at Minnesota Vikings. I had to think about that before I said it. I'm like, the Saints are in New Orleans, right? Yeah, that's right. Saints at Vikings, NFC divisional playoff. Winner of that goes to the NFC championship game. Case Keenum has obviously done a great job for the Vikings all season. The Vikings are so good. It kind of pains me to say it being a Packer fan. The Vikings are so good. But the Saints are also very good. Drew Brees had a great game last week. And I think he's going to keep it rolling. I'm a big Drew Brees fan. When I was young, he was in college, and I thought he was the greatest thing ever. I've obviously kind of fallen off the Drew Brees bandwagon because I'm an adult now, but I don't think there's a football player that I ever liked as much in a moment in time as I did Drew Brees when I was young. So I got to... go with Drew Brees and the Saints on this one. I'm going to say Saints 35, Vikings 31.
35
to 31, Saints over Vikings. Katie.
All right. I am also going to take the Saints over the Vikings. We'll keep it close. 28-27.
28-27. I like that one. It's a good one. 28-27.
All right, so 35-31, 28-27.
You're
both
still
have
going.
the Saints
You're
winning.
both. She's going with the Saints as well. All right, we both got the Saints upsetting Minnesota at their home stadium. The very interesting thing is that Minnesota has a good shot of being the first team to ever play a Super Bowl in their home stadium. This never happened before.
I refuse to allow that to happen. It's just not gonna.
I was watching statistics about teams who host the Super Bowl or teams whose stadium hosts the Super Bowl, and more often than not, the team who's hosting the Super Bowl in the stadium hardly even makes the playoff.
I looked it up. The farthest they have gone is the wild card game.
That can't be right. So the Vikings have already made it further than any other NFL team?
Yep. It was three teams. It was the Dolphins and No, just 2 teams.
Dolphins in Houston?
Dolphins and Tampa Bay.
Houston made the playoffs when the Super Bowl was being held in Houston.
What year was that?
Just recent, like last year, right? Houston.
Well, this article was dated 2010, so it could be it's not up to date.
My goodness. I read an article 8 years ago.
So let's keep the Super Bowl out of Green Bay, eh? Yes, we're gonna keep it out because I think Packers fans should take some pride in that we cannot host a Super Bowl.
Green Bay is just far too small of a city
it's
to ever
nothing
host
to do
a
with
Super Bowl.
cold. They play Super Bowls in the cold.
I mean, they really don't play Super Bowls in the cold. They played one Super Bowl in the cold in New York when MetLife Stadium was brand new because they spent $2 billion on the stadium. And you don't spend $1 billion on the stadium and not host a Super Bowl there when it's in New York. But I don't think they really like that in the cold weather outside. But Lambeau Field is definitely big enough. Interesting point before we move on. Lambeau Field, second largest stadium in the NFL in terms of fixed seating, behind only New York. So MetLife Stadium has the most fixed seats in the league, and Lambeau Field has the second most. Although AT&T Stadium is much larger than Lambeau Field, and it can actually fit more people because it has, these large platforms and these kind of gaps in the seating where you can expand seating, so it can get pretty close to like 100,000, I think, where Lambeau Field is stuck in that mid-80s range. But still, for fixed seating, second largest only to New York. So Lambeau Field's big enough, but there's no way Green Bay is big enough at all.
The visiting players stay 30 minutes from the stadium.
Even more. I mean,
when they visit.
The nicest
there isn't a hotel.
The nicest hotel closest to Lambeau Field is, you're right, it's like 30 to 40 minutes away in Appleton. They all stay at the Paper Valley Hotel in Appleton. So there's just no way.
We're very proud of that.
There's just no way a Super Bowl's ever coming to Green Bay.
So we don't have to worry about that curse.
Yeah.
Absolutely right, David.
So those were our NFL playoff predictions. So it's time to get to the topic of the show, and that is Pepsi versus Coke. It's it's a thing that everybody does. We haven't done it yet, and we weren't even thinking about doing it, but we were just having a conversation yesterday, and Katie said, well, I know the difference between Pepsi and Coke. It wasn't even a discussion. Katie just kind of pointed it out.
I said yes.
And I said, there is no way. There is no way. You just know the difference between Pepsi and Coke, no problem.
And he said, let's do it on the show. I'm like, no, it's too easy. I just know it. He's like, there's no way. You're not going to do it. So, once again, similar to the peanut butter challenge, possibly, I know the difference between Coke and Pepsi. I don't think you do.
I don't know if I do. I prefer Coke, but I'm going to be honest. I like Coke. One of the big reasons I like the label. I think it's great branding. It's it's as old as time, and I think it looks great. Even Pepsi, they got their classic thing going, but even Pepsi, they wanna kind of get the I'm showing them the Pepsi logo right there, the cursive Pepsi logo. Yeah. It looks a lot like the Coca-Cola thing. Anyways, totally know the difference. Katie will rock this challenge. David, be quiet,
Pepsi.
David.
Yes, thank you, David.
I might not know.
I prefer Pepsi, and we'll talk about why. A lot, because Coca-Cola, the taste is always different. Wherever we go, it's what are they called?
The soda fountains?
Soda fountains. They're very...
What are those called again?
They're very inconsistent.
They are.
Especially
You gotta get the consistency right with the like the soda water and the syrup that they use for those things, and sometimes it just doesn't. They never really quite get Coke right on those. But we got the original taste. It says right on the bottle, right on top there. Original taste Coca-Cola.
So you have to wonder what the other tastes are.
Yeah.
Like they're acknowledging that they've messed up their taste. this bottle is going to be an original.
Well, they
But
toyed
we've messed it
with
up
the
before.
taste. They toyed with the taste. But
For a
we
while, it
have
tasted
Pepsi
cinnamony.
and we have Coke, and we were going to do RC Cola.
But
There's
Keith was in charge of getting the soda.
There's a liquor store in every corner in Chicago, much like everywhere, especially Wisconsin, where we're from.
We've got enough trying.
Go Scotty. Yep. So we decided to do Wild Cherry Pepsi to see if we can actually point out which one has the cherry flavor in there, because the liquor store that I went to get this single bottle of Coca-Cola did not have RC as well, and I was not going to go out of my way and go to a supermarket because I'd have to get
That's
my car to do
his
that.
dedication to the show. He's not going to go out of his way.
You could have went any time of the day.
David says
Coca-Cola at McDonald's tastes different from Coca-Cola at other restaurants. True fact.
exactly.
Definitely true. All right, so we're gonna go.
Oh,
Katie,
we didn't get a blindfold.
go get a blind.
I don't know where it is.
All right,
I don't
Katie.
have any scarves out.
I'll get a scarf.
Oh yes. One
You
of
gotta
those-
do better than
Like
that.
a real scarf.
You gotta
I
do
thought a decorative scarf. I didn't think of our heavy winter scarves.
There we
Guys,
go.
it was 60 degrees here yesterday.
All right, put
And,
that on.
and today, it was not. It was no longer 60 degrees.
All right, so Katie's gonna cover up first, and then I
try
am
it?
going to do it second, and we're going to see if this is really meant for Katie more, because I'm willing to admit that the branding and the look of the logo for the Coca-Cola might be all that's saying I like Coke better than Pepsi.
I know the difference.
Can you see?
No. Are you throwing your hand in my face again?
Yeah. All right. Number one, I'm going to show everybody as I do it,
Okay.
so we
No
don't lose
cheating.
track.
No cheating. I still don't trust the peanut butter challenge outcome.
I'm actually going to do another one. I'm going to open all of them. All right.
I'm bored. This is really boring for me.
David says I should put Pepsi in both glasses. All right. Number one is what we got. Number one.
Now I'm nervous.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. That was number.
You give me some.
That was number one.
You give me my coffee mug.
There you go. Gonna cleanse the palate.
Yep.
All right.
You can't cleanse soda with coffee.
Can't do
It's
it.
terrible.
Yeah, it's all right. Number two. Okay. I think she's nervous. And last but not least,
I need to cleanse my palate.
oh. All right.
Yeah.
All right, got it? There you go. Set it right there. There you go. Number three.
So easy.
Okay.
Alright, number one is Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Got it.
Number two is Pepsi. Number three is Coke.
Number two is Coke. Number three
It
is
is
Pepsi.
not!
It is.
You are such a liar!
Number two. Oh, it's so easy.
You are such a liar!
It's so easy.
I don't buy it.
Number three is Coke. Number two is Coke. I went 1, 2, 3.
Did not.
I did too.
No, you did not.
Katie likes Coke better.
I do not. I know the difference. I'm gonna have to watch this to prove that you did it wrong because I don't believe you.
Got her again. All right, my turn.
This is really incredible.
I know.
Challenge is done.
It's great,
We're
isn't
done.
it?
Show's over. We're going home. It's time to go. We're done.
All right. Now,
This has been very upsetting. Not as upsetting as the peanut butter.
sleeping on the couch again tonight.
Yep.
All right. Katie, you gotta entertain them as I'm doing this.
Is this what he does to me? Throw things in my face?
All right.
Alright.
Giving me the finger?
No. Now, how do I know that the ones you actually poured in these glasses are what they are, though?
They are what they are.
Alright.
She's just all paranoid now. Sour grapes.
Sour grapes, he says. Alright, number 1. Ready? Go. During the second taste, you're just not quite sure.
I'm sure.
You got it?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Let me cleanse the palate.
Oh, cleanse the palate. Here we go.
All right.
David says we'll need to go to the instant replay. Yes. And David says, can we vote on where you're going to hit Keith? Yeah, absolutely. You can put that in the comment section. For sure.
David, you're not being very nice tonight,
I
man.
like David. David's very nice.
I like David. He's just not being cool tonight.
He's being very cool.
All right. All right.
Got it?
Yep.
You want your palette cleanser? There you go. Alright.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Wish I.
Talladega Nights, of
Yep.
course.
All right. Last one.
Last one.
Are you showing the thing to
Yes,
the people?
I showed it to the people.
Good. All right.
Alright, hold on. Let's see. David says, I'm full of sugar. I had really good cheesecake earlier. What kind of cheesecake? I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake's great.
You let us know. Alright, Keith.
Coke number 1,
Mhm.
Wild Cherry Pepsi number 2, Pepsi number 3.
Wrong!
Pepsi number 1, Coke number 3.
You got the first two correct.
What?
I did Coke, Wild Cherry Pepsi, Coke. I had to get back at you somehow. You humiliated me in front of the world again.
Get back at me. I played the game by the rules.
I don't think you did.
The only reason I said Pepsi number 3 is because I knew Coke was number 1.
Oh, sure.
I knew Coke was number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Coke was number 1. That's why I said Pepsi number 3, because I knew Coke was going to be number 1. I had already gotten it into my head after tasting the first two that Pepsi was going to be number 3, because I thought Katie was going to play by the rules. She cheats in NFL versus NBA, and she cheats whenever she gets a chance. And
Someone has to make this more entertaining. White chocolate raspberry cheesecake.
this one's pretty good.
Yes,
With like Oreo cookie crust.
I think Keith should have known tomfoolery would be afoot. Yes, that's what I thought too, David.
Extra points to David for using the term tomfoolery.
Yes, is an excellent term.
Capital, David. Capital.
So,
All right.
We were both wrong.
We're not both wrong. You cheated.
I did not. You were wrong. You said it was Pepsi when it was Coke.
All right, well, I got 2 out of 3 then. You only got 1 out of 3.
Moving on. We're going to play the name game.
All right, let's play the name game.
Friday means we get to Stump Keith. So, not only did I get to cheat today, you're going to be difficult to deal with all night now, aren't you?
Well, I thought we were playing by the rules.
Will you still watch Pride and Prejudice with me?
Watch Pride and Prejudice by myself.
That's no fun. I don't think you'll enjoy that. All right. I have 4 names for you. I'm going with 4.
Let's hear it.
All right. Donovan McNabb. Where did he go to school?
Syracuse.
Well done. Steve McNair.
Alcorn State.
Very good.
2
I'm
for
not
2.
running out. There it is.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
Boston College.
Ooh, well done. Last one. Fran Tarkenton.
Alabama.
No. Close.
Close. Arkansas?
Georgia.
Georgia. Shoot.
Okay.
3 for 4.
3 for 4.
3 for 4.
What do those 4 players have in common? It's kind of a convoluted answer.
See, she's good. She's cheating on the extra credit.
I had nothing to do today.
I
I had too much time to come up with things.
You had nothing to do today, but she couldn't get RC Cola.
It was snowing. You were already outside.
How's that work? What do all 4 of those guys have in common?
Mm-hmm.
Donovan McNabb. Who was the second one you said? Steve McNair?
Steve McNair.
Alcorn State. Tarkenton. And Matt Ryan.
It might help you to think of who they played for.
All right. Well, Matt Ryan plays for the Falcons, which is in Georgia. Fran Tarkenton went to Georgia. No, I'm not going down the right path there.
No. What teams they played for professionally? What?
All 4 of those teams are in the NFC playoffs. The Eagles.
They are in
the
the
Vikings,
NFC playoffs.
The Eagles, the Vikings, the Falcons, and well, no, because Steve McNair played for the Titans, so no. But the Titans are in the playoffs.
Yes.
All 4 teams are in the playoffs.
Yes. Beyond that. I really want to know if your dad gets this, because it's pretty convoluted the way I did it. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7.
I don't know.
Alright. They all played for their teams the last time they went to the Super Bowl, and none of those teams have ever won a Super Bowl.
David says, I'll know the difference between Coca-Cola and
All
Pepsi.
scored less than perfect scores on their SATs. Like it.
Yeah.
They all know the difference between Coke and Pepsi. Nice.
David's always coming through in the clutch. What was that again?
He wasn't even listening. He's paying attention to David, not even
I was trying to, one more time.
They were the starting quarterbacks for these teams the last time those teams went to the Super Bowl. And of those 4 teams, none of them have ever won the Super Bowl. It's the last Super Bowl appearance for each of those teams. The starting quarterback for the last Super Bowl appearance.
And none of those teams have ever won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's right.
It's a pretty good one, right?
That's good. That's
I
very
think
good.
even your dad might not get that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. No,
Although you can't underestimate your dad.
you cannot. But I was kind of thinking it was more of a college thing than an NFL thing. But that was good. All right, I think we've rambled on enough, and this episode took long enough. So
keep going.
this is the ending of Coffee with Keith.
And Katie on Public House Media.
Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Have a great weekend, and we will see which one of us got it right on Tuesday on More Coffee with Keith
and Katie on Public House Media.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Have a good night.